Fitness center, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this tournament, state tournament hosted by Springdale High School. Tonight we're going to have a quarterfinal with the second seed of the league, Har-Ber Springdale, playing Fayetteville. Moments away now from kickoff. Fayetteville with a kickoff here, starting off the game. We're seeing some very intensive pressure right off the bat from both Springdale, Har-Ber, and Fayetteville. A couple of reminders before we continue with today's game. All bets are off. This is a single elimination tournament. If you lose, you're out. And so we're seeing all these teams, every game that they play could very well be their last. Seeing some great weather today for these boys playing out hard. Fayetteville now with an attack. Number 21 for Fayetteville pushing forward. It's going to be stopped there by Har-Ber's defenders. Har-Ber now pushing on Fayetteville's defensive half. We are seeing some very quick plays here, very quick movements on attack. I mean, you want to score as early as possible in these tournaments, and it's particularly in these games where you need every advantage you can get. Har-Ber now out of bounds now for a goal kick. Foul. Fayetteville taking the kick. Short play from Fayetteville. Fayetteville clearly here trying to build out the back, trying to look for some plays here. Build some really dynamic play. Looking Fayetteville still with possession on the ball, playing out wide. 17 for Fayetteville crossing in. Good clearance there from Har-Ber's defenders. Now, one of these teams is a team they got to buy. They got a second seed right below Springdale, and so they're going to have yesterday off. Today's going to be the first game of the tournament. And so they got a little bit of a break there. Har-Ber coming in with some fresh legs, getting ready to take on the tournament. Great defensive work there from Fayetteville to keep the ball from a corner kick. What we're seeing here develop early on from these two styles of play is Har-Ber's playing a very pointed attack. They're playing with intention. They're playing out wide. They're passing and moving. When we're seeing Fayetteville be a little bit more dynamic, developing the play as it goes. When they come out, they look for open spaces, try to make those wall passes. And so that's a little bit different here already from these two teams. We'll see how they stack up so far. We have plenty of time in this first half with about 36 minutes left. What's becoming a big factor of this game is controlling this midfield. We're seeing whichever team controlling the midfield being able to make quick plays very quickly into the midfield and up to their strikers. Har-Ber here with the long ball. Number 10 for Har-Ber making that run. 5 for Fayetteville. Graham with great defensive cover there. Out of bounds now. Har-Ber with the throw-in. This is fairly up far on the field. Enough for Har-Ber to make a quick play here. Short throw in. Goal kick. Great challenge there. Both teams just battling it out there in the midfield. This is going to be an important point of the game. Mark my words, early on we're seeing both teams battle out for the midfield. We're seeing a lot of numbers in there from both teams. Both teams have quite a bit of midfielders here to gain possession and play the ball forward. One thing we are seeing is Har-Ber is pushing up with a lot of numbers whenever they do attack. That's going to be a great advantage for them. We're seeing Fayetteville, they're really holding their positions fairly well. They're keeping their numbers pretty tight. And whenever they do push forward, it's usually with a select number of players that they know that they're building the play with. Number 8 for Fayetteville, Shea Glover here with some great skills, great turns, keeping possession for his team, passing it, and now it's going to go a goal kick for Har-Ber. Seeing both of these teams coming from the same division, the same league, really says a lot about the competition from the area whenever you're seeing a Fayetteville team and a Springdale Har-Ber team here in the quarterfinals for the state tournament. And so it really goes to show that these teams really get a lot of competition early on. These are the teams they play in conference. So to come here to the state tournament where the stakes are absolutely astronomical, where any single mistake can be the end of it for you, it really says a lot about the competition they're facing throughout, but it also, they're having to develop with that. They're developing their skills as a team, their chemistry with such tight competition. Great header there, long shot, free kick, and Fayetteville's going to get a header on it. Goalkeeper is going to play out the back. So far, about 10 minutes into the game, and we've seen a few advances on goal, a few dangerous plays, but really nothing too dangerous for these teams. I mean, that's testament to their defensive ability. They're really cracking down when it comes to defending. They're dropping down with numbers. They're putting a lot of pressure on these players because they absolutely cannot afford to make a mistake. At the end of the day, communication is absolutely going to be key here for these players, regardless of the game, regardless of what positions they're playing, because communication is absolutely going to play a role in making sure that the spaces are covered, the plays are being made, both offensively and defensively. If you can communicate with your strikers, with your defenders, with your midfielders to make sure that every player is marked up, no spaces left not taken advantage of, it's going to be crucial to how these teams continue to play. And we also have to remember that coaches change things up for the state tournament. We see different formations. We see players in different positions just to try to get that upper edge on the other teams who's they're familiar with playing and getting that element of surprise. Fayetteville with the deep throw in. Har-Ber trying to get the clearance. A long shot from Fayetteville. Deflection for a corner kick. Fayetteville believe this is the first corner kick of the game. Fayetteville taking it. Now, these set pieces are something these teams really put a lot of time into. I mean, they're essentially balls with free possession on them, and these teams really need to execute and have some sort of play. Second post from the corner kick. Out for a goal kick. Really, there was just no one there to meet that cross. So that was to a second post, so we're seeing a play kind of develop from there. They're not really trying to be so direct in their attack on goal from that corner kick, maybe pass it back or recenter it there. And all these plays or set pieces are absolutely going to be vital to making sure that they can take advantage of all of them. Another free kick here, foul. Fayetteville taking the kick. Fayetteville's certainly looking like they're going to make an advancement here towards goal with a long free kick here. Looks to be a floater. Har-Ber great with a defensive header, clearing the ball. That's some great defensive effort there. We saw Har-Ber jump absolutely high to get that ball, take it off of that Fayetteville player from that free kick, and it absolutely paid off. They were able to get it out. Now Har-Ber with the goal kick. And that's absolutely what we need to see every game. It's what we expect to see every game from every single one of these players on the field. They know that their time is limited. They know that their positions are not guaranteed if they're not performing in these absolutely vital games. Har-Ber now with a looks like to be a through ball there, but it's going to be intercepted by Fayetteville's defender. Har-Ber there with an attempt at goal. Referee having a word there with Fayetteville's defender. Not taking too kindly to whether what he did or what he said. And, I mean, that's good. Good to see that these referees are taking control. These games can absolutely be heated. I've been there firsthand where things can get intense and cards start to come out, and it really, really starts to mess with the psychology of the players. So having a ref that can take control of the game is absolutely important as well to making sure that these boys can come out here and play their hardest and play their best and really show off what their team is made out of. Har-Ber now looking like they're a counterattack. Ball's going to be a little bit too long. Goalkeeper going to come out and get that good clearance. Ball is still in bounds. Great save there from number 9 for Fayetteville, Jose Carrero. We're seeing great defensive work from both of these teams. Great communication, great coverage of spaces. This absolutely looks like it's going to be a game of attrition. Seeing both of these teams, they're evenly matched. They're playing very, very hard. They both got attacks on goal. They both have great defensive efforts here, defensive lines. So it's going to really be a war of attrition, seeing which team can hold out the longest, can keep up the game the longest with all the sprints and all these players starting to tire out. It's going to really come down to who did the most conditioning. Fayetteville on the defensive line there. Corner kick. Physical conditioning is certainly going to play a role here. As I was saying, we have both these teams that are evenly matched. They're all making the important runs. And so seeing which team can absolutely outlast the other is going to be important. Corner kick for Har-Ber. Defensive header there. Har-Ber looking to maintain possession, playing it back off of that corner kick. Looking for a through ball. Right there for Fayetteville getting the clearance. Har-Ber still getting possession back and looking to make another advancement on goal. 7 for Har-Ber, trying to make a turn there and get a shot on goal. Fayetteville's defender is going to be right on top of him, anticipating just about every play. Fayetteville looking to make a play here, push forward. Throw in for Fayetteville. A couple of substitutions as well for Fayetteville. As well as Har-Ber. Foul there. Looks like he's going to leave his studs up. Fresh substitution, and referee's going to give him a talking to. It doesn't look like we're going to have a card yet. No, referee says that is not necessary, no cards. But we are going to get the foul there. Great to see some good sportsmanship. He's going to go back and give him his hand, give him the handshake, let him know that no hard feelings. It's part of the game, but these things that even are accidents can play a super important role whenever we have key defenders, key players getting injured. It's just part of the game, and how the team adapts to that is going to be of the utmost importance. As I'm sure many of you have heard now, I've said importance quite a bit of times, and I think that for a reason. There's a lot of factors that play into these types of tournaments where every game must be won to continue. No questions about it. And the winner of this game will be a semifinalist tomorrow at the state tournament. So there's a lot of factors that play into it. And just if one of these things doesn't go right, it can be the end of their entire season. Everything is on the line at these games. Har-Ber with the through ball. It's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in. Har-Ber with possession in Fayetteville's defensive half. Throw in now for Har-Ber. It's a little bit away from the net, but they still definitely can make a play from here. Again, if they have a player who can get a really big throw, it's essentially a cross in at this point. So plays from here are still absolutely dangerous, and these teams need to be careful, both defensively and offensively, to be sure that they can execute on this play. Defensive header there from Fayetteville. Har-Ber with a long shot over the net. Goal kick for Fayetteville. Har-Ber pushing down the center of the field, looking at his options with the defender on his back and in front of him. Har-Ber regaining possession, looking to push forward. Number 14 for Har-Ber on the right side of the field. Got a couple of defenders right in front of him. 13 there for Har-Ber, trying to get across in. As we're seeing here, we're seeing Har-Ber face a lot of defenders whenever they push forward. They're getting a lot of pressure. They have 1, 2, 3 defenders on them at any given time that they're willing to make a play. And that's going to make it very, very difficult for either of these teams to really score, because we're seeing the exact same thing with Fayetteville. Just now, number 7 for Fayetteville pushing forward, defender right on top of him before he even has possession of the ball. Referee's going to call the play back for a foul at about the 40-yard line in Fayetteville's defensive half. Ready for a free kick. Long ball here. Looks like we're going to expect some a short play here is what we're going to get. A short play from Fayetteville. Now looking for that long cross. Defensive header there from Har-Ber. Ball is still up in the air, up for grabs. Fayetteville wasn't able to get possession. Har-Ber kicking it out now with the throw in for Fayetteville in Har-Ber's defensive third at about the 5-yard line. We're seeing again another dangerous play could develop here. Substitution for Fayetteville. A couple of substitutions, excuse me. Tough challenge there. Linesman is either going to call an offsides or a handball there on Fayetteville. Har-Ber with essentially a goal kick. Looks like it is going to be an offsides play here. Long ball here. Har-Ber chasing down that ball. Fayetteville goalkeeper running out to the end of his box and picking it up with no problem. Long ball now for Fayetteville. Har-Ber's defensive players are already on the ball. Great quick movement here from Har-Ber. We've seen some great movement, great quick touches, and developing plays that are happening very, very quickly. We are still 0-0 now with about 18 minutes left in this first half. Fayetteville looking to make a long play there. Har-Ber's defensive number 4 there and captain doing a great work defensively. He's covering the ball. On that play there, he had 2 players, one on him, one that was open, and he was able to cut off both there. Great defensive movement. Great communication here from Har-Ber's defensive line. We're seeing number 4 there take control of that defensive line, talk to his right wingers, talk to his left winger, and really get them in the position they need to be. And so far, it's worked great for them. They're ready at every ball. They're anticipating the plays very, very well. Referee's going to call a ball back. Foul. Har-Ber taking the free kick. Long kick here from Har-Ber. Fayetteville there on the defensive header. Fayetteville stealing possession there from number 13 for Har-Ber, running down this left side. Now Fayetteville pushing forward with some numbers. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Har-Ber's defender number 4 is going to get that clearance. On these counters, making sure that every pass goes where it needs to is very important to make sure that these plays can be executed the way they need to. As we saw here, we're seeing these players, they had a great opportunity, Fayetteville did, and they just weren't able to really get those touches on it. They got a couple passes in, but on that last one, there seems to be a bit of a miscommunication with the striker and the attacking midfielder, and that really terminated the play there. Long ball from Har-Ber here, a little bit out of reach. Goalkeeper for Fayetteville taking the ball. Har-Ber pushing forward. Fayetteville with the interception and the clearance. Substitution for Har-Ber, number 13 coming off. And in his place, number 3. Fayetteville taking that possession, going to give it right back to Har-Ber. 14, trying to play it back on this winger. And a foul there. We're seeing some great sportsmanship here, even after every foul, intentional or otherwise. We're seeing some great sportsmanship, players giving their hands out, picking players up off the ground. And that's what we like to see. We like to see this competitiveness, but can maintain this sportsmanship because games can turn very, very serious. I mean, we're seeing these boys here. There's some pretty big boys out there, and so making sure that everybody can keep their cool and just play their best is of the utmost importance. Goal for Har-Ber. Long shot there. Goalkeeper misreading the ball, and we're going to get Har-Ber on the scoreboard, up 1-0. Number 5 for Har-Ber taking the absolutely long shot there. It's going to sneak right past that goalkeeper, and Har-Ber is up on the scoreboard 1-0 with 14 minutes left in this first half. Fayetteville's goalkeeper is certainly feeling it. It's a very tough situation to be in. Again, I would absolutely not lose hope yet. We're seeing Fayetteville, who's been pushing very, very hard. They've been defending excellently. And with still plenty of time left on the clock in this first half as well as in the second half, Fayetteville just needs to push higher and push harder. But that leaves Har-Ber with the opportunity to exploit that. And now that Fayetteville has to push to get a goal, they open themselves up to get scored on again. And we're seeing that Har-Ber is absolutely a team to be watching out for and being careful with these plays that are pushing up. Har-Ber now with a push forward. Fayetteville's number 5 is going to get that clearance. And we continue with the play here. Referee says Har-Ber has possession, so we continue to play. Long ball there. Fayetteville's goalkeeper with the goal kick. This game is as much mental as it is physical. We're seeing, Fayetteville's goalkeeper. It's absolutely a psychological game. Mistakes happen. It happens. And to see him beat himself up over it, it's really disheartening because he just needs his other players to pick him up, to give him words of encouragement because mistakes happen as part of the game. And making sure you're mentally fit is going to be very important for any game that you play, anything in life, really. You really need to be able to be mentally fit, exercise that mental fitness. So being strong-headed is going to be important here because if we don't have a goalkeeper that's secure, that can lead to absolutely a lot of problems. And so it's really not just on the goalkeeper, but also his teammates and his coaches to make sure that they're, helping each other out. This is absolutely a team sport after all. And so staying in the fight with a cool head and some hot feet, that's going to be important for at any stage of the game. Even for Har-Ber, they cannot let a scoreboard with them being up 1-0 really affect their play at all. They need to keep on playing just the same or even with more intensity because, as we can see, things can change within seconds, completely unexpected. And so both teams need to be very careful of this and making sure that they can continue to push forward. Har-Ber now with the push. Pushing forward. Referee's going to call that a foul. Goal kick from Fayetteville. Fayetteville now looking to make a push. Har-Ber, great defensive effort there, number 24. Putting a lot of pressure there. Fayetteville still pushing forward. Referee's going to call the play back for a foul. Number 17 for Fayetteville taking this. Forrest Pledger going to be taking this free kick for Fayetteville. We're going to have to see some execution on this play here. The cross seems to be a little bit low. Looking for a bicycle kick there. That's just going to be called a dangerous play. High kick. We saw a Har-Ber player. Looks like he took it to the shoulder. Thankfully, it could have been very bad. The referee is going to issue a yellow card to number 7 for Fayetteville. As expected, Russell Rainbow is going to take that yellow card for Fayetteville. And well, we understand the passion that these players have, needing to get that goal, very desperate to score and really put their team back on that scoreboard. But you have to be smart about it. I mean, while you may want to do that, you have to really think about the implications of doing that, because as a result of that play, now we have a yellow card. Fayetteville having a card on their players have to be a little bit more careful. And so it's really you have to have some pretty high game IQ to realize the implications of potential plays. And it happens in the heat of the moment. You're just wanting to score, and that's absolutely understandable and admirable at that. Har-Ber there looking to get that kick on the interception. It's going to go out of bounds for a Fayetteville goal kick. Fayetteville still building plays whenever they're getting the ball. They're making wall passes, looking for those runs, which is going to be very important, seeing that since they are down on the scoreboard, they don't want to open themselves up too much with an opportunity to get scored on. So playing smart is going to be the name of the game here for especially Fayetteville, that they're down on the scoreboard. And so making sure that every play that they do is carefully calculated, and that they're making sure that every play that they do has a purpose and that they can execute on those plays is going to be vital for getting back on the scoreboard, as well as not conceding another goal. Referee's going to call a foul there on Fayetteville for putting some hands on the back on that aerial ball. Looks like we're going to see an attack on goal here from about midfield. Long ball in. Fayetteville getting a header on the ball into the hands of the goalkeeper for Fayetteville, Harrison Ennis. Fayetteville with a throw in here. Referee's going to call back the throw in for being a little bit too far ahead. So he's going to ask him to redo it, take a few steps back. Fayetteville looking to get a shot on there, on goal there, but I just wasn't able to get possession, wasn't able to get a good touch on the ball. And of course, with the swarm of Har-Ber defenders putting a lot of pressure on him, it just wasn't exactly doable for him at that time. But we're seeing Fayetteville still continue to push for that goal and still fighting absolutely throughout this whole first half. We have about 6 minutes left in this first half. Har-Ber now with the counterattack, pushing with numbers, trying to play a through ball there. Great coverage there from Fayetteville's defenders, not getting any Har-Ber players through. We're now getting a foul. Fayetteville taking the free kick at about the 15-yard line in their own defensive half. Still in possession now, pushing forward. Har-Ber getting possession to the center of the field. Har-Ber's number 24. Fighting for possession there in the midfield. Fayetteville pushing forward with that clearance. Fayetteville trying to push up, but they just don't have the numbers. They have plenty of Har-Ber defenders in their way to get past before they can get to that goalkeeper. And so we're seeing Fayetteville push with a few numbers, playing with their striker, their two strikers, and possibly an attacking midfielder. And they're going to need a lot more than that if they're going to push through. A lot of the defenders, when Har-Ber is putting in a defensive position, they drop back quite a bit with a lot of numbers. And so they either need to really execute with those plays and make quick and fast plays to get past those defenders, or they need to push up with a lot more numbers. But then again, that would open themselves up for an opportunity to get scored on a counterattack. Tough position to be in here for Fayetteville. We're going to get a foul there. We had Har-Ber grabbing onto the player. Referee's going to see it, and he's going to call it there at about the 35-yard line in Har-Ber's defensive half. Players don't like it. Neither does their coach. They're letting the referee know, but the call's been made, and they kind of just need to adjust from here. Fayetteville looking like they're going to certainly take an opportunity at goal here with the cross in. And we're seeing Fayetteville players being marked up fairly well. We're seeing one more Har-Ber player defensively than we are seeing Fayetteville. So Har-Ber here with the numbers advantage. Goalkeeper for Har-Ber coming out, punching the ball. Har-Ber now pushing forward. Going to send the long ball there. Har-Ber now pushing forward. Referee is going to call that a foul, stopping the advancement for Har-Ber. Referee's going to tell him exactly why he called the foul. And, you know, that play maybe wasn't exactly necessary. We saw Har-Ber with quite a bit of numbers. We had 2 or 3 Fayetteville defenders, and Har-Ber with a lot of numbers as well, pushing with 3 or 4. And so maybe pushing forward with numbers and creating the play, holding possession of the ball just a little bit longer, could have been a little bit more fruitful for Har-Ber. But then again, they don't want to open themselves up too much, seeing that Fayetteville is really pushing to get that goal here in the first half. 2 minutes left on the clock of this first half. Goal kick here for Har-Ber pushing forward. about a minute left in this first half. Har-Ber is in no rush to continue to push. They have one up on the scoreboard. I think what they're trying to do now is just maintain possession. Har-Ber now with the long shot. Safely into the hands of Harrison Ennis for Fayetteville. Throw in for Fayetteville. Playing very quickly here in the last final seconds of this first half, trying to get something, develop a really dangerous play here, and they have possession and every means to do so. Defensive coverage here from Har-Ber. Out of bounds for a goal kick in the final 10 seconds of the first half. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the first half of Har-Ber and Fayetteville in the quarterfinals for the state tournament. Har-Ber up 1-0. Stay tuned after word from our sponsors. At the end of the second half, coming right up, we'll determine our semifinalist for this state tournament.
Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
If you absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Ballpark Franks got their start in 1957, right here in the ballpark. And with the taste of 100% Angus beef, passed down from one generation to the next, they soon became a tradition everywhere, bringing on the feeling of summer in every bite. Ballpark Franks, bring on summer.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas. First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
Hometown. that word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Harps. Hometown fresh.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. From value-packed basic apartments with appliances and washers and dryers to resort-style apartment living on golf courses with fabulous amenities. You'll love where you live and play. Visit lindsaymanagement.com to apply online and see photos, rates, and floor plans for all locations we manage throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states. Welcome home to Lindsay Living. Affordable rates, available on-site management, attitudes of service, and amenities unmatched make residents love where they live and play. From value-packed basic apartments to resort-style living on golf courses, we manage options to fit your needs and wants. Apply online at lindsaymanagement.com for locations throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
If you want fast, easy, and affordable service, visit McClarty Daniel.
Keep your vehicle running like new in our state-of-the-art service facilities. We know your time is valuable. Our factory-certified technicians with decades of experience will get you in and out and back on the road quickly. We service all makes and models at our 6 convenient locations in Bentonville and Springdale. Open 6 days a week.
Visit McClartyDaniel.com to schedule your service appointment today. Welcome to McClarty Daniel Country.
With 6 giant locations and over 3,000 vehicles, Northwest Arkansas is McClarty Daniel Country. Stop by one of our showrooms today to shop our full lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs.
McClarty Daniel is proud to be your premier automotive destination.
Need service? We work on all makes and models 6 days a week. Plus, our full-service collision center can repair anything, from a minor ding to a major collision. Have you visited McClarty Daniel Country?
Visit us online at McClartyDaniel.com. Come see the largest pre-owned inventory in Northwest Arkansas.
Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it in McClarty Daniel Country. With 800 pre-owned vehicles at 6 giant locations in Bentonville and Springdale, there's something for everyone. Plus,
at McClarty Daniel, you're protected.
Drive worry-free for 7 years or 200,000 miles with the MD Pre-Owned Advantage. And when it's time to sell your car, we're ready to buy it, even if you don't buy from us. Have you visited McClarty Daniel Country yet?
Visit us online at McClartyDaniel.com.
Our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting where it matters most. Faster care in the emergency room. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge at Northwest Health System, Bentonville, and Springdale.
When accidents happen, our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge can mean less waiting and faster care. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge at Northwest Health System, Bentonville, and Springdale. Our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means faster care. And because we're full-service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. At Northwest Health System, Bentonville, and Springdale.
At Northwest Health, you can check in online for urgent care and ER visits. This simple step lets you pick a time that's convenient and saves your spot in line before you arrive. It's our new approach to the waiting room. Visit mynorthwestanycare.com. At Northwest Health, we're making it easier to see a healthcare provider. Book an appointment online with one of our primary care physicians, or walk right into any Northwest Health urgent care without an appointment. Online check-in for ER and urgent care visits saves your spot in line before you arrive. With options around the region and around the clock, the care you need has never been easier to find. At Northwest Health, we're taking your care in new directions. Visit mynorthwestanycare.com. At Northwest Health, we've made it easier to schedule a doctor's appointment. Online scheduling for our primary care physicians lets you make an appointment at any time from anywhere. It's the new way to book your next visit. mynorthwestanycare.com.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed. and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Hey Northwest Arkansas, Lara here at Sam's Furniture. If you're looking for new furniture, we have over 170,000 square feet selection at everyday low prices and same-day delivery available. But the best part is that we love to serve our community. So when you buy at Sam's, part of your purchase goes to support one of the many amazing organizations that we have been blessed to partner with. Serving others, especially those in need, is our culture here, and we hope that you'll be a part of that too. Arkansas's largest furniture destination, get it at Sam's.
Nothing says game day like good friends and great food. And at Slim Chickens, we know great food. From our 100% all-natural chicken tenders, fresh-made wings served with house sauces, to delicious chicken sandwiches, crisp salads, southern sides, and desserts you just can't get anywhere else. At Slim's, we have the food you love, made fresh for the people you care about. Dine in, drive through, or order online. Slim Chickens. Fresh, delicious chicken.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment.
Har-Ber looking for a through ball there. Goalkeeper for Fayetteville now looking to get that goal kick. We are seeing Fayetteville drop back just a little bit with 1 point man, one striker pushed up on Har-Ber's defensive line. So we are seeing a little bit more of a defensive mentality from Fayetteville. And Har-Ber is executing on that, making a lot more plays, pushing forward and things of that nature. Substitution now for Har-Ber, number 18 coming off, 24 coming in his place. No foul. Referee says all ball. Continue to play. Fayetteville now looking with possession in the midfield. Looking to see what their options are. Pushing up with a few numbers. But again, Har-Ber with great defensive effort there. Pushing back with a lot of numbers. Fayetteville looking to make an advancement there. Referee is going to call a goal kick. Looked like a very promising play there for Fayetteville. Fayetteville now making some leeway here. We're seeing, as I was talking about earlier, their defensive block and their defensive mindset, but whenever it comes to attacking, they really do push forward. They do so intensely. Har-Ber now pushing forward. Number 6, number 9 for Har-Ber taking that long shot. It's going to be just wide of the goal there. Goal kick now for Fayetteville. Throw it now for Fayetteville with a quick play here. Fayetteville, great touch there. Number 21 for Fayetteville pushing on this right side. Defensive slide there. Wonderful effort there. Number 4 for Har-Ber. Great defensive work now. Fayetteville with the corner kick. We're certainly seeing number 4 there for Har-Ber take control of that defensive line, and he's pushing his wingers. He's making, calling the plays, calling the marking. He's doing a great job there. Fayetteville taking the corner kick. We see Fayetteville there slip and possibly miss a chance to get possession of that ball. Fayetteville still looking to get the ball and push forward. Har-Ber now with a quick turnaround on that throw-in. Like I was saying in the first half, this is more than just a physical game. It's absolutely a mental game, and we're seeing that take a role here with Fayetteville very hungry to get that play, very hungry to push there. We have a play on the ground. Looks like players are asking for a foul. Referee says no, play on. Things are looking to get a little bit heated here, a little bit intense. And it's absolutely coming from the passion from all these teams. Har-Ber wanting to maintain their lead and go on to the semifinals, and Fayetteville wanting to continue to push and get a goal at their shot at the semifinals. We are in for a very, very exciting second half here in this quarterfinals of Har-Ber and Fayetteville. Up next, Springdale and Bentonville West will be playing in their quarterfinals to see who will go into the semifinals after this game here. Referee's going to ask for the time stoppage. Fayetteville now pushing forward here. Har-Ber dropping back with some numbers. Number 21 there for Fayetteville, opening up, making that run. Hard tackle there. Linesman is going to raise his flag. Referee is going to, of course, mark the foul there. Har-Ber with the throw in Fayetteville, the defensive half here. Good defensive effort there from number 5 for Fayetteville, kicking the ball out for a throw in for Har-Ber now. Again, this is very deep in Fayetteville's defensive half. A lot can be made here, whether it be through a deep throw in, which looks like is what we're preparing for here. It's essentially a cross, and these teams really need to execute on these here. Fayetteville's with a great header defensively. Har-Ber still looking to push forward here, getting possession back. Looking at their wide players, 24 for Har-Ber now, having it out. Number 7. Har-Ber with the long shot there. It's a little bit too far out to be taking a shot from there. You have to be very confident, and, you know, it takes a lot of power to get a shot on target from there. But, you know, good approach from Har-Ber. You know, they have the advantage of having up on the scoreboard 1-0, so they can absolutely have the luxury of taking those opportunities, those risks on those shots. Har-Ber now pushing forward with the through ball. Number 8 here for Har-Ber pushing down the center. Great defensive work there from Fayetteville, coming back and taking the ball off of there. You know, it was a very dangerous play. Number 8 had all the space in the world. And here comes Fayetteville now pushing forward with an attack of their own. That's number 50 for Fayetteville, who came back and took that ball off of Har-Ber. Great work there. Certainly stopped a very dangerous attack from happening. And I can see why he's now holding back a center back in that position for Fayetteville. Har-Ber now pushing forward with a long ball here. Number 8 for Har-Ber with some quick turn on the ball here, playing out wide. Har-Ber not looking like they're pushing with too many numbers. Looks like he's going to try to get a long shot there. Number 8 into the hands of Harrison Ennis for Fayetteville. Har-Ber looking to make an attack. Looks like to get a through ball there for Har-Ber, number 8. And it is going to be called an offsides position there. While the call was offsides, Fayetteville does need to be careful of those through balls and making sure they have all their strikers accounted for on those balls to not let any of those players through, because as we can see, if he had been just a few feet or a few inches on sides, that could have been a goal there for Har-Ber. Fayetteville playing with a lot of intensity here. Every set piece they get, they're quick to make the play, quick to push forward. They're really wanting to get on that scoreboard with about 26 minutes left in this second half. Har-Ber now pushing on this left side, looking for a space. Number 15 playing a through ball there. Number 7 for Har-Ber on this left side. Great defensive effort there from number 50 for Fayetteville. He's covering a lot of spaces there. He's really looking to take the place and be that center back that Fayetteville is needing to really hold down that defensive line. He's sending his wingers. He's covering those spaces excellently. And that's exactly what Fayetteville needs to be able to continue to push forward. If they can have a solid defensive line or even a player who can hold that position very, very well, that opens up with the opportunity for them to push forward with a goal here of their own. Har-Ber taking back possession, looking to get a play and push forward. They're going to take the ball back here. Pushing forward now, intercepted by Fayetteville. Fayetteville now with the ball. Looks like we're 3v3, pushing for Fayetteville, 3 for Har-Ber, playing out wide. Through ball here, intercepted by number 4 there for Har-Ber. Great game IQ, great way of reading the play there, intercepting that pass there. Could have been very, very dangerous here for Fayetteville. They really need to execute on those plays where they have the numbers. They're evenly matching those numbers. A quick wall pass, quick movement off the ball can certainly put them in a position to score and to get a dangerous play on. Fayetteville now again pushing forward. 8-4 Fayetteville playing out wide. Number 11 trying to take this winger here on this right side. See if we can get a cross in here. And we're going to get one intercepted there by number 4 for Har-Ber. Great defensive work. The interception after interception, stopping all of those plays. And we are going to get a corner kick now for Fayetteville. Fayetteville now with a corner kick. We're seeing number 4 there for Har-Ber doing a great work defensively. He's had interception after interception, stopping play after play. And Fayetteville is now going to resume this play with a corner kick. And we're seeing that he's going to be a very difficult player to get past. He's intercepting a lot of the crosses here. Fayetteville now with this opportunity for the corner kick, sending it in. Deflected outside of the box. Fayetteville looking to get a shot on goal. And Har-Ber ultimately getting the clearance on the ball. We're seeing 2 very strong defensive players from both of these teams. Number 50 here for Fayetteville and number 4 for Har-Ber, holding down these defensive lines very well. And it's going to be super important for both these teams to help maintain that defensive line, allowing their team to push forward and continue to score. Fayetteville pushing forward there defensively for Har-Ber. Number 24 coming back and getting a good clearance on that ball. Number 4 for Har-Ber is pushed out pretty far. Now would be a great opportunity for Fayetteville to push forward. And it's now going to go a throw in for Har-Ber. Still pushing that right side of the field there, Har-Ber with the throw-in substitution for Har-Ber. Number 15 coming off. Number 13 taking left back now for Har-Ber. Fayetteville looking like they're taking a little bit too long on that ball to make and develop a play. We're seeing a little bit of hesitancy from these players on making the quick plays. We see them do it absolutely on set pieces, but when it comes to playing on the field, we see a little bit of hesitancy, and we absolutely need to see these teams push forward and make quick and decisive plays here if they want to push forward and continue to make those dangerous plays that we've been seeing throughout the game. Har-Ber's number 4 pushing on this right side, getting a lot of pace forward. This is the furthest we've seen him all game, pushing forward. Referee says play on through possession. Number 8 for Har-Ber, taking the shot over the goal there. Goal kick now for Fayetteville. We're seeing a referee giving out some yellow cards. Things are starting to get heated here. Things are starting to get intense. The passion of the game is getting to these players. Number 5 for Har-Ber having a talking to with the referee. And he's going to get a substitution out. Number 5 for Har-Ber again. These types of the games where you cannot afford to lose a player. One yellow card, it's just one away from becoming a red, and having your whole team one man down, and you're no longer able to play. I know from firsthand experience exactly what that's like, and it is absolutely not fun at all. And you really have to keep your head in these games. I know things are getting intense. I mean, the winner of this game will determine who will go to play in the semifinals. So everything is super important. Keeping your head cool and making sure that you don't prove to be a disadvantage to your team is going to be important, especially Har-Ber now that they're up on the scoreboard 1-0. If they were to go down one player, it would be devastating to their team. We're going to be resuming play here with Fayetteville's goal kick. We are going to get a foul here. Har-Ber taking the free kick. Har-Ber there taking that long free kick. Headed back by Fayetteville's defender. This is going to go out of bounds for a corner kick for Har-Ber. Fayetteville having to work overtime defensively here. Now that they're on a corner kick, Har-Ber has a set piece, and we're seeing the corner kick get sent in. Har-Ber getting some head on the ball, 50 there for Fayetteville, keeping it out of the goal there. Har-Ber still on this right side of the field, looking to get across here, having to face that defender, and we're getting a cross in. Har-Ber there with the second goal, cross in from a corner. We're seeing a play develop there, playing out wide, and another cross gets sent in, slip past all of Fayetteville's defender. Har-Ber getting another goal there, putting them up on the scoreboard, 2-0 with 18 and a half minutes left in the second half. Fayetteville down 2-0 now. They really have to put in the extra work. This game is far from over. There's plenty of time. Things can happen in an instant, as we've seen time and time again. Clearance here from Har-Ber. We're seeing Fayetteville push with a lot of numbers here, leaving one or two defenders on these offensive plays here. It's exactly what we need to see from this team if they want to continue to push. They need to put a lot of pressure. They need numbers up top. Cross in from Fayetteville. Fayetteville here looking to get a shot. Things are starting to get heated up here. Har-Ber now pushing forward with numbers 3-on-3. Going to drop the ball back now. Fayetteville giving them some time to drop back and recuperate with some numbers. Long shot here from Har-Ber into Harrison Ennis's hand. Safely going to play out the back here, playing out wide, number 24, Fayetteville. Quick plays here from Fayetteville, looking for that cross of the field. Fayetteville looking for a way in, still having possession on this left side of the field. We get a cross in here. Great defensive coverage there from Har-Ber. Guarding it there for a throw-in. Fayetteville getting back possession from that throw-in. And we are going to get a foul now. About the 15-yard line in Har-Ber's defensive half. See a player on the ground. Looks like he's to be grabbing his ankle or his foot. Looks like it could have been he could have been stepped on or rolled his ankle there, but he's on his feet. $17 for Fayetteville. Going to be taking that free kick here. Certainly a dangerous play. Very, very close to the goal. A shot on goal is not unexpected here. Going to be a cross. Fayetteville with the header. No one there connect that final pass. Out for a goal kick now. A couple of substitutions for Fayetteville and Har-Ber. $15 coming on the field, and number 13 coming off for Har-Ber. Goal kick here for Har-Ber, intercepted there by number 5 for Fayetteville. Fayetteville running back that possession is going to be a throw-in now for Fayetteville. Great challenges there. Goal kick now for Har-Ber. Fayetteville swimming through, finding a position on this left side of the field. He's getting through, intercepted there by Har-Ber's defender. Great work there by number 3 for Har-Ber. Coming in at the last second there to stop that player from coming in. Har-Ber dropping back all but one to defend this corner kick here now for Fayetteville. And it's sent in. Goalkeeper punched that ball out to safety. Har-Ber now looking to push forward here with the counterattack. Tough challenge there. Referee's going to call that foul. As we see things starting to get heated here on the last 12 minutes and 20 seconds of the second half. We need to remember that all these players need to keep their heads. The last thing that any of these teams need is to get a card in the last few minutes of the game, compromising their ability to play in the semifinals if they are to make it. Great defensive coverage here from Har-Ber once again. We're seeing great coverage of the ball and regaining possession and getting a clearance up the field. Har-Ber now pushing on this left side. Number 7 for Har-Ber looking to play there. Number 6 pushing up on the field. Defensive effort there from number 27 for Fayetteville, coming in and intercepting that play from 2 Har-Ber players. Great stoppage there. 11 for Fayetteville, pushing down the center of the field, pushing out wide. Fayetteville couldn't cross into the center. It is going to be an offsides play there. Very, very close call. It was offsides, however, and we are going to see that play. That's a wonderful play there from Fayetteville. Great distribution of the ball, looking for those open spaces. We are going to get a handball there. Side linesman is going to call that play. Referee is going to give number 27 for Fayetteville a yellow card. Har-Ber's number 3 sitting up to take the free kick here. Quite a distance at about the 30-yard line of Fayetteville's defensive half. A shot is certainly possible from this distance, a little bit more unlikely from this far out. Referee having a few words with what appears to be the coach for Fayetteville. Not happy with that yellow card. Referee explaining exactly why he did what he did. We will resume play here. Number 3 for Har-Ber. Pretty significantly off target there. Goal kick now for Fayetteville. Six for Fayetteville coming off and 27 back on the field. Goal kick here for Harrison. Har-Ber still looking to make a play here. Number 19 sending a wonderful through ball here for Har-Ber on this right side. That cross there is going to be intercepted now for a corner kick. That's some great vision there from Har-Ber. Going to get that cut back and look for that through ball past a good line of defenders there. 3 or 4 Fayetteville players. That's some great vision, great game IQ, looking to see what the play is going to develop from there. Har-Ber now with a corner kick in the last 9 minutes and 30 seconds of this second half, with Har-Ber up on the scoreboard 2-0. Har-Ber with the interception. Great turn there from Har-Ber, now playing forward. And Fayetteville's goalkeeper coming out with the great save there, stopping Har-Ber from getting that ball. I mean, we saw a defender swing and miss the ball there, and we saw the goalkeeper come out and stop that play wonderfully. 21 for Fayetteville, pushing forward now. Trying to get across in number 11. Clearance there from Har-Ber, number 2. We're seeing some great defensive work here from both teams. Har-Ber really shutting down these players, really locking down and playing as a unit defensively. Covering their spaces and moving very, very well. Ball is still in play. Fayetteville now looking for an opportunity to get across end. Har-Ber with the interception, trying to play upfield now. A little bit of miscommunication there, not being able to play out wide to that player who was running there, but ball is still in play. Goal kick. Har-Ber now looking for an opportunity. Great defensive effort there for number 27 for Fayetteville, cutting that play off early. Fayetteville still out here playing absolutely hard. They're down on the scoreboard 2-0. As we've seen, things can happen in an instant. We're seeing this team come out here and continue to fight with several minutes left on the clock, about 6.5 now, and Fayetteville still needing to get 2 goals on the scoreboard, and Fayetteville not making it easy, not one bit, continue to put pressure of their own as well as defend wonderfully. We're going to get a foul now on Fayetteville. Har-Ber getting the free kick here. 24 for Har-Ber is going to be taking it pretty big distance, 30 yards in Fayetteville's defensive half. And we're going to get service. Harrison not getting possession of the ball. Har-Ber trying to get that ball there. Trying to get possession, maybe even got a shot on goal. We're seeing Fayetteville putting a lot of pressure, not allowing the play to develop there. 17 for Har-Ber getting the cross in, to 27 with the header for Fayetteville. Fayetteville still pushing forward with some numbers now. Hard push from Fayetteville here, and we are going to get a foul. It is going to be a penalty. Time stoppage here. 5 minutes left on the clock. And we are going to get a PK. Referee is going to call a penalty kick now. Fayetteville with an opportunity to get back on to the goal. Very, very intense here. We are seeing a penalty about to take place here for Fayetteville. 5 minutes left on the clock. Fayetteville down 2-0. It all comes down to this penalty here. This could be a pivoting point for the game. Fayetteville taking the penalty, and they're going to score it here. Fayetteville back on the scoreboard, 2-1. Fayetteville is nowhere out of this fight. They are still in it. They absolutely are in it. Number 11 there for Fayetteville, Ian Morrison, scoring that goal, that penalty, putting them back on the scoreboard. 5 minutes left to fight it out, to get another one of their own, tying the game. If this game goes to a tie, we could see penalties start to take place. If this game goes to a tie, we could see penalties We're seeing the time clock being adjusted to 4 minutes and 36 seconds left. Har-Ber resuming with a throw in here. Harrison coming out with possession. Looking for a long goal kick here. Fayetteville now making an approach of their own. Every play that Fayetteville makes from here on out could absolutely put them back on the scoreboard, tying the game up 2-0 with a wonderful comeback from Fayetteville if they can do so with just 4 minutes left on the clock. And it looks like we're going to have a play here from Fayetteville not being able to get that turn. Really, he needs to have the communication from his players. We're seeing Fayetteville pushing very, very hard. We're seeing Har-Ber drop off and having to defend. We're going to have a substitution here. Now we see Har-Ber's first goal was something quite unexpected. A little bit of a mishap there, miscommunication, confusion from the goalkeeper for Fayetteville. The second one was a corner kick that developed into a play from the right side, cross in, and a goal from there. And Fayetteville here with their penalty. So we're seeing both teams are absolutely capable of scoring. Fayetteville here with the through play, number 21 and number 4 for Har-Ber again coming back, doing some great defensive work there. Three minutes left on the clock now. Can Fayetteville pull it off? Can they come back and score another one to put them tied and continue and staying alive in this fight? Har-Ber now getting past the defender, number 8. Number 8 here, continuing with the play. Stopped by the goalkeeper. Referee is going to call that play all the way back here for a foul. And we're seeing a red card here. Red card here for number 27. Coming back. He's going to get that red card for being the last player, last defensive player there besides the goalkeeper. Fayetteville now down one player. But we have to keep in mind that that player stopped that goal from certainly happening. He stopped him, he pulled him, he did whatever he needed to do, and now we're seeing this play develop here. And so, you know, it's part of the game. As a defender, you're put in very, very tough situations. Do you get those plays? Do you get those cards to stop that player from doing that? Number 8 here for Har-Ber who tried to push that play there. He's on the ground. He's on his feet now. It looks like he's going to have to step off here just to be checked by the trainers to make sure he's all right because he was on the ground for a little bit there. Free kick now for Har-Ber. Fayetteville now down one player. 10-11 with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock. Number 4 for Har-Ber taking the shot. It's going to be stopped by the defensive wall there. Fayetteville still looking to defend that play. Goalkeeper now with the goal kick. It looks like we're going to be playing very quickly here from the goalkeeper with just 2 minutes left on the clock. Long ball here from Fayetteville. Throw in for Har-Ber here. And another Har-Ber looking for another goal here. Harrison for Fayetteville playing very quickly on this right side of the field. We're seeing number 11 trying to play on this right side. We're playing We're seeing them play a through ball here. Fayetteville pushing as hard as they can in the last minute of the game. Clearance from Har-Ber's defender now. And we're going to have a corner kick here with less than 1 minute left on the clock. This is absolutely crucial for Fayetteville. We're seeing the goalkeeper, Harrison Ennis, come out for this corner kick, and it's going to get sent in, and we're going to see clearance from Har-Ber. Throw in now for Fayetteville. 30 seconds left on the clock. Fayetteville still in this fight with 30 seconds left. Can they score to tie things all the way up? Har-Ber with the clearance. Goalkeeper for for Fayetteville, coming all the way up to get that defensive play. Long ball here from Fayetteville. 10 seconds left on the clock. Can they make a play here? Can they push up? Or will Har-Ber be moving on to the semifinals tomorrow? Long shot here from Fayetteville in the hands of the goalkeeper for Har-Ber. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of this quarterfinal. Har-Ber and Fayetteville, very, very, very intense game. All these players left it all on the field. Stay tuned for our short commercial break for our Springdale versus Bentonville West. Har-Ber now moving on to the semifinals. The winner of this next game will determine who will face Har-Ber in the semifinal tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness center, pools, tennis and basketball courts.